wanted to do this video to see if anybody heard about this. This guy stood in line, by the way. And, I know this is not a Nintendo specific issue, right? They stood in line for the midnight release. They're at a GameStop. I mean, I guess that's their first mistake. This dude staples the fucking receipt to the box. And it penetrates the screen, brother. And he's going to have to wait 3 months. 3 months for the restock? That's crazy. But you know what? I'm surprised. I see how many people are out here buying the Nintendo Switch, 2s. And I just have to ask myself, I felt like more people were talking about how much they hate Nintendo, how it's going to be like the worst system and all this stuff. I mean, I have had absolutely flooded news feeds of people just saying how awful it's going to be, all the bad practices. Well, dude, I'm sorry, but I'm seeing these lines now. I'm seeing tons of people talk about how much they purchased. These lines, they're sold out. I get that, like, every console launch, there's going to be, like, whatever. And the age-old proverb is, do not buy the console at launch. And this is not a new thing. We've been dealing with this since, like, forever. I mean, I know me personally, and my uncle, we bought the Xbox 360, had the red ring of death, and we had it fixed, and we got it again. We bought a refurbished one. It was a nightmare. Those first units that come out for any system are always just the test batch. Anything could happen. And, who knows nowadays? Who knows if you're even going to be able to do anything about it? Because back then, at least they had some kind of honor, some kind of level of, like, we'll do something about it, no questions asked, if it's reasonable. Nowadays, they probably just tell you to go fuck yourself with a rusty spoon because they can. But it's so weird to me. I don't know if any Nintendo fans are gonna watch this. I actually just want y'all's genuine opinion about why the fuck was there so much hate for this? Flooding. I'm talking about flood. I didn't see barely any positive stuff talking about the Switch 2. Everyone hated this key system. Everyone hated the fact that they're just blatantly admitting that you don't own your games and that they can terminate your console at any minute, to where it's like the whole console is bricked. They can brick your console to where if they detect or think or even make a mistake and brick your console, it's not like you get banned from a game or you get banned from whatever. Your purchases, the system, all of it will cease to, stop working. Now, I know there's a lot of clever people out there, and there's a lot of people who could just get around these things. And I think there will. There'll be modders, there'll be hackers and stuff like that. And I think with all systems and all physical hardware, there's going to be those people. But I am curious to all the Nintendo fans that might or might not see this video, why? With all of the crap that's going on and with all the Nintendo, Nintendo actually is psychopathic in some sense with how it's treating its IPs. I mean, it's fine to protect your IP and it's fine to, like, stop people from, like, selling stuff, stop people from profiting off of your company, stop people from doing certain things, but to physically lock, what they want to do is they want to go after every single person who either can't afford something or want to play a retro game, want to, they want older games, but they don't want to bring them out. Like, it is just a fucking nightmare. Nintendo is a little nightmare bully. And I haven't been a big Nintendo fan since GameCube. I felt like, for me, after GameCube, I was done. I thought GameCube was like the last of the era for me where I felt genuinely excited about Nintendo and about what they were bringing out and everything. But ever since, I would say ever since GameCube, they have been behind everyone else. While everyone else is struggling to shove shit into their systems, and we have the console wars, and then we lost Dreamcast. That was a hard one. We lost such a good system that was so ahead of its time, and we really suffered. I think we suffered for that a lot. But you know, where I'm at with it is GameCube, since GameCube, I just feel like they've always been behind. While everyone else was talking about how much like disk space you could have, how much they could fit on the, you know, on the new discs, on the Blu-rays, for PlayStation, they were out here with the little GameCube discs. Like, who gives a fuck about innovation? And what I find funny is even porting it to like HDMI. I don't think Switch had capabilities of HDMI when everyone was moving toward that. They've been consistently behind years behind other companies. And I think without their stranglehold on their IPs, I mean, that must be why they do it, is because if they lose their IPs, they're done. But I feel like there's a lot of people out there. It's like if I was a big company and I said, oh, we made this game like 30 years ago and you're pirating it because you just want to play the game again and stuff like that. It's like, okay, well, put it on the platform. It's like, well, why do they put it on the platform then charge $40? You know what I mean? And that's if they do. If they do, and then now they want you to have like a full subscription model with this shit. And I really want to know from Nintendo fans, what makes you guys power farm turds in your mouth? Why do you keep chewing on turds? Why are people putting up with Nintendo? And I get it. Breath of the Wild was really cool. Me and my cousin played it, and it was really sick. We played a lot. We played a few of these things. But I think overall, I just kind of feel like we're past this point where it's like reasonable. I think Nintendo has gone way past the point of being reasonable. And when other companies like Sony and Microsoft do certain things, I feel like the value add is better. You know, I think back in the day, you know, with Sony, you could claim free games. You know, you just have free games you could just claim while they were up, and you got to keep them. And nowadays, like, you only have that kind of value add on the PC. And the fact that more people aren't switching to the PC blows my mind. In fact, mobile is beating all of this shit. That's the crazy part to me. Mobile is beating all of this shit. When really PC is like the thing that, like, it has that balance. And people say, well, it's really expensive to get into PC. It's really expensive to get into pre-builds. Well, I don't know how to make a PC. It's like you have a friend in your friend group, or you could find someone who will put this PC together for you for $100. You offer somebody $100, and then you say, well, you know, what if I have problems with it? I don't know how to fix things. It's like, you don't know how to fix your console. Let's be honest. You don't know how to fix your fucking console if something were to happen. It's like, well, it's more likely to happen on the PC because, you know, it's complicated. And it's like, you know, we do tend to like put ourselves in loops, and we say, we pretend like the PlayStation 2 when it came out wasn't expensive, and that most of these PlayStations have been price gouged the shit out of. And could you have just bought in a PC and got most of your games for free through, you know, illegal methods and all that stuff? Like, yeah. Or you could have just gone to Steam and got a steep discount, or G2A, or any of these other platforms, and you could have got a steep discount. I just think the economics of all of it and putting up with this garbage kind of feels like we like it or something. And I get it. Like, genuinely on the inside, you do like Nintendo. I get that. I used to like Nintendo too. I used to love Pikmin. Obviously newer. I used to love Pikmin. I played Luigi's Mansion with my mom. I played, oh my God. And my grandmother and me used to play, old school Nintendo together. And that was like some of the highlights of my entire life. But that's not the same company as you have today. And that's not the same practices and the way that they operate now. It's like, I think a lot of those dudes that like really cared are gone. And that's where a lot of these companies are going. There was people who cared about their products and cared about people and wanted to make things good and right with everything that they did. And I think those people are dead. I think they've left the companies. They've been pushed out. They're dead. And the people at the wheel now are just like, how can we harvest money from people? And how far can we go with them not stopping us? And how illegal can it get? That's been the thing now. It's all these companies getting pulled into Congress and having to go before Congress because they're doing such shitty illegal things. And I think at the end of the day, it's like, I'm on PC because I care about myself more than this shit. It's like, oh, well, I can't use a controller. You can use a controller. I've heard that argument. I've heard, well, it's like, you got to have so much space. It's like, you already have a space problem on all of these fucking systems. And I don't know why. Because if I was a manufacturer and I said, this is a video game system, it has to be able to contain stuff, and players have to be able to put their stuff in, and it wants to download the disc now instead of just play it, okay? I would think, damn, we have to have, like, good amount of, like, we need storage, because what if our players fill that up and then they're not going to play more games because they'd have to keep deleting games and do that. Like, if I was that guy sitting in that boardroom looking at the other people, I'd be like, why don't we give them more space and stop being fucking idiots? But I don't think that a lot of these companies have that capacity. I don't think they're at that level anymore. I don't think they think about this stuff. And what I guess this is too serious of a video for something so small. But I'll say this, guys. I want to know your genuine opinions. If you're a Nintendo fan, tell me why you're still a Nintendo fan. And because I genuinely want to know, because I used to be there too. I mean, even for the GameCube, because that's the most recent one that keeps popping up. We had so many sick shit. It was just a cool little system. But I want to see what you guys have to say. I want you guys to go through there and really write stuff, because I reply to every single comment. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.